We went to war with Iraq because the president told us a threat existed to our national security, a threat that was defined by weapons of mass destruction. There are no weapons of mass destruction, so let that be your rallying cry. The president lied. And when people start to reflect on the number of dead Americans coming home, when people start to reflect on the fact that we are bankrupting ourselves morally and fiscally through this war, when people start to say, my goodness, where's the money for my schools? Where's the money for my health care? Where's the money for my infrastructure? Where's the money for America? And recognize instead that money is being depleted abroad in an illegal war of aggression, they will come to you. They will come to those who stand up for the truth. They will come for those who are empowered with the knowledge to overcome the fear that the Bush administration is selling us on a daily basis. And to show you the level of ignorance in America and how much work you have to do, understand this. The president told us in the lead up to the war, every time he talked about Saddam Hussein, he said 9/11. He brought up the tragedy that was 9/11. He dishonored the 3,000 Americans and others who perished that day by linking their deaths with his own ideologically and politically motivated war ambitions. He said that there is a link between Saddam and Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda. And his administration said the same thing over and over again. Now that we've been in Iraq for 6 months, we're finding out that there is no link between Saddam and Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda, none whatsoever. And the evidence of this is so compelling that even the president has had to back away from his pre-war assertions, pre-war allegations, unsustained as they were, and say, no, we haven't found a link. Haven't found a link at all. His cabinets had to say the same thing. And yet, 70% of the American people still believe that Saddam Hussein and Al-Qaeda were tied together in the events of 9/11. How do you begin to overcome this level of ignorance? It's not going to be easy, ladies and gentlemen, but it is required, because we have to get the American public to understand that we are infected by a disease that seeks to exploit the fear and the ignorance that exists in this country, a disease that minimizes the concept of being a good citizen while enhancing the concept of being a good consumer. I mean, the president himself after 9/11, what was the solution? Go out and buy. Go out and buy. Why? Because he wants good consumers. He doesn't want good citizens. He wants people who have wrapped themselves in a cocoon of comfort. People, as long as he can keep waddling down a relative path of prosperity, will be blind to what he does in their name. That may be a good consumer, but that is the worst possible kind of citizen. A citizen must be engaged, must be involved, must invest his or herself in their community. And we all need to do that. This is the battle for America being waged right now. The culminating point of this battle will be November 2004. If President Bush is reelected, I tell you this nation is in deep trouble, because his reelection will define how we devolve as a democracy and how we evolve as an imperial power. And if I know anything about American history, I know that we fought a revolutionary war to free ourselves from the forces of imperialism, and yet today that is the direction we are coming. We have to fight and win the battle in 2004. The key to victory is what I call the ABCs of restoring democracy. Anything but Bush and Cheney. So again, I thank you. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you here tonight. One of the key concepts of democracy that I promote is the concept of accountability. You know, when the president says something or does something, he must be held accountable. I don't have a double standard. So I will now hold myself accountable, except for the lights going out quickly, disappear. But once the lights come back on, I'll be more than happy to hold myself accountable for everything I've said here tonight. Thank you. Where are they going to ask the questions?
I think if you just repeat it,